Did you know that Princess Peach already had a driver's license when she was a little baby going to the Mushroom Kingdom? Or that Luigi's mustache instantly grows? Super Mario is one of the best movies of the year, but that doesn't mean it didn't have a few mistakes that we noticed and brought to you, like when Mario calmly enters the arena to face Donkey Kong, and then out of nowhere, he realizes he's walking on a very narrow iron beam. Only then does he get scared of falling. Can you believe it? This is just one of the small errors we found in this excellent movie. So sit back, relax, because another video is starting just for you. Bowser's Castle anchors. Bowser's castle arrives at the Penguin Kingdom, and if you pay attention, you'll see something really interesting that actually makes no sense. The villain's castle has these super cool anchors that are thrown onto the ice, right? But before they are thrown, they were inside the castle, right? So their weight was already being carried by the castle. So why does the castle only land after they are launched? It seems like the weight of the anchors made it land, but they were there, inside the castle all along, flying along with everything. So I think this was just a small logic error. Penguin Kingdom Gate. When Bowser and the Koopas arrive at the brave penguin's icy kingdom, we see that the gates are open for them to attack. But shortly after, we can see that the gates are closed. In fact, when Bowser unleashes his fire blast, the gate is one of the first things to melt. The catapult. In the same scene of the movie, we see that in addition to their fierce snowballs, the penguins also have a catapult that launches an even bigger snowball. But shortly after, we don't see the catapult anymore, and this is before Kamek uses his levitation magic on all of them.
You gotta be kidding me, bro!
What's the address? Mario and Luigi are starting their business and hadn't received any job requests yet. So it's understandable when Luigi gets so excited upon receiving the first phone call requesting their services. But it's noticeable that he never asked for the client's address at any point, yet they managed to get there without any issues. Could he have called again on the way while they were going, and the movie didn't show it?
That's improbable, but not impossible.
I don't think so. Lanterns. When Mario and Luigi go to the leak that's happening in Brooklyn, they enter the sewer, as we all know. But the strange thing is that out of nowhere, they are each using a lantern. And you might think they were in their tool bag, right? But if you take a closer look, they are too big to fit in the bag, which is already filled with other tools.
It was a mistake.
Water pressure gauge. When the brothers are trying to figure out the cause of the leak in Brooklyn, we see that they find a water valve about to burst, and next to it is a pressure gauge that we can see is not at its maximum. When they are heading towards the valve, we see that now the pressure gauge is at its maximum. But when they get closer and the scene focuses again on the valve and the pressure gauge, it indicates that the pressure has decreased, and the arrow has returned to where it was at the beginning of the scene. Mario forgot everything. When he was in New York, we can see that Mario has a lot of parkour skills, as we can see in the scene of him and Luigi passing through the construction site. But it seems that when he arrives in the Mushroom Kingdom, he forgot everything and needed to be trained again by Princess Peach, even the simplest jumps. Am I the only one who finds this a bit strange?
That's suspicious.
Luigi's mustache. When Bowser interrogates Luigi, we see him pulling a part of Luigi's mustache. That's right. You can see it's not just a single hair, but several, as we can observe when he's about to pull it. And we also see it falling from the villain's hand. But it seems that Luigi's mustache grows really fast because when he's captured, it's there, beautiful and shiny again, as always. The ropes. When Luigi is brought to Bowser, before the mustache scene we just talked about, we see that he's tied up, but Kamek removes the ropes with his magic and they fall to the ground. So far, so good. But after doing that to Luigi and his mustache, we see Bowser throwing the human to the ground, and voila, the ropes simply disappear. Princess Peach's driving skills. In the movie scene leading up to the kart race, we see that both the people of Donkey Kong and the Koopas are able to make their own vehicles. But if we stop to analyze every time we see the Mushroom Kingdom, we don't see any carts, cars, or motorcycles there. So how does Peach have all that dexterity and skill to ride that motorcycle? Since we know she went to the Mushroom Kingdom as a baby and certainly didn't have a driver's license. Lava River. When Luigi and Mario separate, we see Mario going to the Mushroom Kingdom and Luigi going to the Wooded Kingdom. In a certain scene, we see Luigi crossing a river of lava and bumping his back into a tree. At that moment, we can notice that the lava river he just crossed is much farther than it should be. A small animation distance perception error. Luigi's hat. Shortly after, poor Luigi is chased by dry bones, which are the skeletal versions of Koopas. Upon entering the mansion, we can see one of them holding Luigi's hat, but shortly after, he lets it go for no apparent reason. I guess it was to scare Luigi even more. Probably. Princess Peach's stained glass window. When Mario and Toad arrive at Princess Peach's castle, we see that the stained glass window is high up and set back a bit because of the terrace in front of it. And especially from where Mario is standing, it would be hard for him to see anything. But when Mario looks up, he manages to see the stained glass window directly. Unless Mario's eyes can bend, I think that would be impossible. Shifting floor. When Peach, Mario, and Toad go to the Kingdom of the Kongs, we see that upon entering the King Kong's palace, there are some yellow and red painted designs on the floor. We notice that Toad and Mario are standing on the yellow pattern, and Peach is slightly ahead of them. But in the very next scene, they are standing on the red pattern, and they are still a bit behind Peach. And then it seems like they are farther away again, as if they took 2 steps back. Did the floor move? Closed doors. When Mario goes to fight Donkey Kong, we see him enter the arena and the doors behind him are open. But shortly after, the doors appear closed. Strange, isn't it? Magical barrels. During the awesome fight between Mario and Donkey Kong, we see another small continuity error. On that beam they are standing on, we can see there is nothing but Mario and Donkey Kong. But when Mario transforms into a cat, out of nowhere, barrels appear that the gorilla throws at Mario. Quite magical, isn't it? Magic Barrel 2. When Mario and Donkey Kong are in the kart race, they end up falling into the water. We see that the big gorilla is floating with his hands down, but we can't see the barrel he's holding onto. But shortly after, while talking to Mario, out of nowhere, he is leaning against a barrel that wasn't there just a few seconds ago. Surprise stones. When Peach and the brave lone Toad confront Bowser on their own, it's the moment when Bowser proposes marriage to the princess. And we can see that there's nothing on the ground near Toad. But when the wicked Kamek uses his magic to torture the little mushroom, we see some small stones on the ground that weren't there before. The frying pan. Toad's weapon is his inseparable frying pan, as we all know. And in the same scene where Kamek hurts the poor mushroom, we see it fall to the ground. But shortly after, it's no longer there. We see the small stones but no frying pan. It kind of evaporates. These were all the errors in Super Mario that you probably didn't notice. Tell us, which of these errors did you enjoy seeing the most? Which ones had you already noticed or knew about? Leave your comments down below so we can find out. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to not miss out on the upcoming videos. Until next time, bye-bye!